وصلى الله وسلم وبارك عليه وعلى آله وأصحابه ومن اهتدى بهديه واستنى بسنته وقتفى أثره إلى يوم الدين. يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون. فاللهم أحينا مسلمين وتوفنا مسلمين وألحقنا بالصالحين يا رب العالمين. اللهم آمين. Dear respected brothers and sisters in Islam, we start by praising Allah Azza wa Jal and sending the best of peace and blessings to the soul of our Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam. We all testify that there is no deity worthy of worship except Allah Azza wa Jalla, alone with no partner. He is the cherisher, the sustainer, the creator, the first with no one before, the last with no one after, Al-Zahir, Al-Batin. All the beautiful names belong to Him subhanahu wa ta'ala. We all admit to Him and we all announce it clearly that we are Muslims for this one and only unique God. And we all bear witness that Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam is the seal of all of His prophets and messengers sent to the entire humanity, to الثقلين الإنس والجن رحمة للعالمين, as mercy for the worlds sallallahu alayhi وآله وسلم. أما بعد, a question I've been looking into for the past couple of weeks, and I'm learning. I'm trying to get to the bottom of that. The question is, what did the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam teach? Sorry, I tried to look at everybody, but you guys are, inshallah, everywhere. The question is, what did the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, is very, very highly recommended to say alayhi sallallahu alaihi wasallam, or try to connect every time you hear his name. What did he teach those people in Mecca early on that made this generation, that made Bilal radiallahu anhu, no disrespect, astaghfirullah, and Suhaib, and others, all Arabs at this time, you know what was going on? They were like, we had the Romans, we had the Persians. You're talking about civilizations, kings, systems, architecture, arts, science, discoveries, empire, an entire empire, and emperors, and what have you. Persia in one side, and the Romans on the other side. And then there is some Arabs in the middle of a desert somewhere, Bedouins, nomads, killing each other, fighting each other, divided into tribes, very, very happy with, proud of their, ancestry, or this is the tribe we belong to, bury their daughters alive, not having much, almost nothing to compare with the Romans or the Persians. But, however, the Prophet ﷺ, a man from them, taught them something, and then very few of those people accepted Islam with him. Very few. For 3 years, only 40 Muslims accepted Islam with him for 3 years. And then we're talking history now. We're not talking years, 10 years, 20 years. For me and you, that's too much. But on the course of history, 50 years later, the Persians are under Islam. The Romans under Islam. Those people learned something from Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and they expanded, according to some documentaries or some historians, I may say, they exploded. They not expanded. They literally exploded in such a way that was going everywhere. Obviously, it wasn't a power thing. It was not. Not a single fight between Muslims and non-Muslims, except that Muslims were badly outnumbered. Just giving you a little example, small example. If we talk about power or the balance of power. At one battle, Khalid ibn al-Walid, radiallahu anhu, the leader of the Muslim army, is facing the Romans. the Roman Empire, the army. You're talking about some, yeah, believers, good. I'm not talking about this. I'm talking about the materialistic standards. What do they have in hand? Artilleries? What kind of equipment? How many? They were 12,000. 12,000 Muslim warriors with, some swords and some camels and some horses versus, guess how many? On the other hand, on the other side, on the Roman side. Give it a guess. Give it a guess. It's okay to speak.
20,000.
Not 20,000. Much more.
200,000.
200,000.
He knows. 200,000. It's clear. I don't know math. Some math. 1,200 to, I didn't make it. I should have. That's 1 to what? More than 20, right? And Muslims easily won. It's not a matter of power here. It's not a matter of power. And I compare this, and don't take me wrong, please. I'm a very proud American citizen, okay? To what happened back in the 60s, right? Americans, one of the superpowers, against, I'm not talking Islam or faith or anything now. Vietnam, exactly. Who won? Why? How? How? Can you even put your finger on? No disrespect for any Vietnamese. Do you know where Vietnam is? That's what I'm talking about. Anyways, Muslims had some kind of phenomenal, revolutionary transformation. What is it? What did happen? What happened back then? What did the Prophet teach Muslims? That's what I want to focus on. And the answer is one thing. The answer is one thing to make it easy and finish the khutbah and go home. Direction. He gave them direction. Right? A Muslim in the battlefield or in the masjid or wherever he goes, he knows why he is here. Why exactly is he here? What is he doing in here? Business-wise. Why is he getting married? Why is he fighting now if he had to fight? Why? He knows exactly. You guys know why exactly are you here in the masjid? Well, we have very smart people here. Our hour is worth, some of us, mashallah, whatever, more or less, it's whatever the number is, but you could be making money, supporting your family, but you know that you got to be somewhere else now, masjid, and you believe in something. You have direction. Given to you by Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Right? That's what he gave to those people. The talking about this is really amazing, but I want to focus on one thing. I don't want to take you everywhere. He taught them the foundation, the basic, most fundamental things. The most fundamental things of Islam. And guess that was in Mecca. And what did he teach them in Mecca for 13 years? Believe it or not, how many pillars of Islam? We have 5 pillars of Islam. We all know that. Hajj, is it there yet? No. Fasting of Ramadan, Siyam, Ramzan, is it there? No, it came in Medina. That came in Medina. I'm talking about 13 years in Mecca. What about Zakah? Not there yet. That's going to come in Medina. Even Salah, as we know it nowadays, 5 daily prayers. Not there yet. It's just Shahada as the foundation. And obviously plus so many other things. But it's the foundation. What is it? Again, the question. What did he teach Muslims, those few people around him, that led to that transformation, phenomenal change into their life, not only their lives, but the life of everybody around them. And not by force, not by force. I'm Egyptian. The Muslim army that came to Egypt, that was a little over 1 million back then, according to some historians. I think it was 1,400,000, all Egyptians. Only 500 people led by Amr ibn al-As. That's not possible that 500 will conquer a country unless they want it. They wanted to. The other evidence is we have 10% more or less of Egyptians until nowadays, after the reign of Islam for over 1400 years, are still Christians. It's okay. So it's not a matter of forcing, it's a matter of really making transformation from within. And I can give you evidence and examples on and on and on that's in there. Until nowadays, I'm supposed to get to my topic, but this example is amazing too. We had one superpower that emerged all of a sudden, out of nowhere, from Eastern Asia, by the name of the Tartars, the Mongolians, came from Eastern Asia, swept the entire world, or most of the world, I would say. Country after the other, and they were like, no direction. They were just about bloods and fire. They get a country, and they set fire in everything and anything, humans, animals, crops. That's what they are about. They got to the Khilafah al-Abbasiyya, the Basaid dynasty, and Khilafah is there, the capital is Baghdad. They got it. They got to Dimashq, until they come to Egypt, they had to stop it. Anyways, they were winning. They got all the way to almost France in Europe. But then, they were just wondering for a second, what are we doing and why are we doing that? They had no direction. And subhanAllah, for some reason, they found direction in Islam. They become all Muslims. And they were redirected, same force and everything, in the right direction now. And they will become Muslims and they will get India. India was all totally, fully Muslims until just several hundred years ago, very short time ago. Anyways, and until nowadays, historians are perplexed. What happened? How could a winner like that just submit and accept the religion of the people who lost? Muslims lost in there. But the winner accepted because they didn't have direction and they found it. Final example. Do you have anybody here accepted Islam, reverted, converted, whatever you want to choose? Not born Muslim. Somebody who accepted Islam? Do we have anybody here? He would probably relate to what I'm saying. What is making Islam until nowadays, with Muslims as they are, and they are not exemplary in any way, Muslims at large, I'm not talking individuals, Muslim countries. Nevertheless, we still have people like, what's your name, Akhi? Yusuf. Brother Yusuf, may Allah bless him, coming to accept Islam. And Islam itself is the fastest growing religion. Am I right, brother? Is it the direction? It's not telling you how to make the best, how to let me give you the example of one scholar, or the analyzation of one scholar. He said, you know what? Everybody and all, he's talking about the Western civilization, which is a law. But I believe it's missing direction. This is the only thing missing. If it's there, everything is perfect. It's just Islam. If there is direction. He said, all of these civilizations, they are investing in the machine. Islam is investing in the human being. The human being will be able to make the machines and make life and make everything. So that is the difference. It's just offering you, here is where to go. This is the guideline. This is probably what you need to consider. That's what happened. One thing I'll talk about in those few minutes, inshallah, obviously he laid the foundation. He built the block of aqeedah and faith. He purified their heart and mind and thoughts and intellect. Who are we? Min ayna wa ila ayna. He taught them where are we coming from and where are we heading. And who are we? That's what the Prophet taught them in Mecca. Nothing else. Not that you have to do this 5 times every day fast. These will come as strategies, as acts of worship or actions. But the main thing is to know, really know. Until nowadays we're fighting. We have several hypotheses left and right. Don't take me wrong. I love science. My favorite subject in high school was biology. Wallahi. But until nowadays, where do we really come from? And we will discuss fossils and no, we were monkeys or we were that. There is revolution. I'm not denying revolution. I'm not. But we are fighting about things, still trying to find out. And Islam is really urging us to try to find out. But sometimes we forget that it's so clear. Allah told us, this is who you are. This is how I made you. This is why you are here. This is where you're headed. That's all the Quran in Mecca talking about. Sayyidah Aisha is saying the first Quran to be revealed was verses, ayat min al-mufassal, talking about the Jannah and Nar. That's paradise for people who do good. That's hellfire for people who do bad. This is Allah. This is what He wants from you. That's what it is. One thing from the so many things that the Prophet taught the Muslims back then was the love of Allah. The love of Allah. He taught them how to love Allah. Abdullah ibn Umar يقول كنا غلمانا حزاورة. We were young children or young boys and girls around the Prophet ﷺ, and he taught us فَتَعَلَّمْنَا الْإِيمَانِ, and then we learned faith. قبل القرآن, before Quran. And then Quran came, فَازْدَدْنَا بِهِ إِيمَانًا, and our level of Iman, the meter of Iman was up high. Our Iman increased. So he was teaching them who is Allah and how to love Him and how to connect with Him. And who is Allah? And why don't we love Him? He taught them. He taught them that this is the God that loves you more than your mother loves you. This is the one that made you and give you life unconditionally, without even you asking for life. Without you asking. Sometimes you question Allah. Why did you even make me? Why did you make me a boy? I want to be a girl. Why this? Well, Allah, and we forget that He has given us life. He could have made you a member, piece of wood, something that doesn't have. Well, Allah خلق الإنسان وكرمه. He made you a human being and He made you an honor. And look at the story of Adam. That's one of the lessons they learn in Mecca. It really teaches us that this is a special creation. You angels, make sujood to Him. Not that they worship Him, no. That's my cream of the creation. Him and His children. And Allah taught him to listen. You belong to here, Jannah. If you listen to me. Shaitan, your enemy, is going to make, play games over you. Don't listen to him. But he will fall and he will repent. And Allah will tell him, go down to Jannah. And you come back to it only if you listen to me and don't keep falling into the same trap again. You and your children. We all agree, even Christians. We just disagree with them. Is it inherited? The sin was inherited or not? They believe it's inherited, we believe it's not inherited. There was an original sin, yes. They say everybody got the sin. Everybody's sinful by nature. Allah is telling us, وَلَا تَزِرُ وَازِرَةٌ وِزْرَ أُخْرَى. No one will take the burden of another one. It doesn't even make sense in our laws today. Oh, we have to take you to the court. Why? Because your father committed something back in the 60s. No, it doesn't make sense. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is teaching us, here's who you are. I made you, I put you in here. I provided for you. You are in the womb of your mother. Not able to talk. Jahula, ignorant. Not knowing anything. You don't know anything. You don't know who you are. You don't even have the comprehension yet. But Allah is providing for you. There's this line, cord, that will bring you exactly what you need, and then your organs will grow to be somebody, as Allah said in the Quran, وَاللَّهُ أَخْرَجَكُم مِّن بُطُونِ أُمَّهَاتِكُمْ لَا تَعْلَمُونَ شَيْئًا. It's Allah who brought you out of the wombs of your mothers, not knowing anything. وَجَعَلَ لَكُمُ السَّمْعَ وَالْأَبْصَارَ وَالْأَفْئِدَةَ. And He provided you, He made for you, He created for you the hearing, the eyesight, and the hearts. لَعَلَّكُمْ تَشْكُرُونَ. That you just may be grateful. That you may admit this ni'mah. In the hadith, the Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam يقول أحب الله لما يغدوكم به من نعمة. Love Allah, at least for what He is providing you with as far as blessings. He gave you the blessing of life. Gave you this body that's growing, gave you the food. فَلْيَنْظُرِ الْإِنسَانُ إِلَىٰ طَعَامِهِ. Look at your food. أَنَّا صَبَبْنَا الْمَاءَ صَبًّا. How does the water being poured from the sky? ثُمَّ شَقَقْنَا. How does the plants come out? No, we don't think that way. We think, how can we get more crops and mess up with the climate and even deny it? There's nothing called climate. No offense for any Republicans. And we mess up the earth and we do this and that and we just make disasters. Allah is saying, just take it. I'm giving it to you all free. إِنَّ اللَّهَ لَا يَرْضَى عَنِ الْعَبْدِ. Allah is pleased with the servant. إِذَا أَكَلَ الْأَكْلَ أَنْ يَحْمَدَهُ عَلَيْهِ أَوْ شَرِبَ الشَّرْبَةَ أَنْ يَحْمَدَهُ عَلَيْهِ. When he eats, is that he gives thanks to Allah. Allah will be pleased with you. You're recognizing it is from Allah. And you are giving thanks for it. Or to drink water knowing it's from Allah. If you cannot appreciate water, you're not going to be able to appreciate anything. Anything. That's what the Prophet was teaching them. Love Allah. Allah loves you, even while being tested. Don't lose it. Don't be conditional in your love to Allah. Oh yeah, I love Him when He is giving me everything I want. I raise my hands. Allah give me 2020 Tesla, red color. I mean, beautiful, would be beautiful. But if He doesn't give it to me, no, He doesn't love me. Well, Allah doesn't work for you. It's not like you do it. No. Allah has a wisdom, has a divine plan for everything. Sometimes we reverse it. We think He's, astaghfirullah, is working for us. It's like, sometimes even we miss it as, you know, when we spoil our kids too much, they don't get it. They think we just work for them. I need the Xbox. Okay. Xbox 2. iPhone 10, 11. What is it now? 11 Pro. If you don't get it, just how dare you? Well, I have given you everything. But no, that's what we need to learn, appreciate and learn, even as tested. 2 examples, quickly. Prophet Ayyub, alayhi salam, and Prophet Yunus, alayhi salam. Jonah, the prophet of the whale, right? In the Bible, in the Quran, same story. Starting with Yunus. He, as a prophet, being a prophet of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you guys have anything here to track the time? So, as a prophet of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and chosen by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, but then he was a little rushing into something. He wasn't patient enough, if I may say, with his people, and he decided to leave. They didn't listen to him, not many of them listened to him. He decided to leave. And we know the story. He ended up being on board of a boat, and then too much load. We have to get rid of everything. They got rid of everything. We have to throw some people. Otherwise, all of us will die. Let's make some drawing. One time, Ayyub, no, this is a good guy. We can't just afford to lose him. Let's make it one more time. Same person, Prophet Yunus. No, this is a nice guy. SubhanAllah, prophets, even if they don't believe in them, they are known to be good. They are making legacy, right? Even with their enemies. That's exactly what happened with Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. As-Sadiq al-Amin. Even after becoming a prophet, they could not find anybody to trust except him. And you remember the story as he was leaving Mecca to Medina? He appointed Ali radiallahu anhu to be in his place for many reasons. One of them is to give back the amanat, the radd al-amanat ila ahliha. Those people could not find anybody to trust except Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He was trustworthy. صالح. قالوا يا صالح قد كنت فينا مرجوا قبل هذا يعني نرجو صلاحك وهكذا. Say, people of Salih, they said, we used to respect you very. So they did the drawing 1 time, 2 times, 3 times. Every time his name. Allah has a plan. This is something that should happen. They would end up throwing him, the whale would get him, and he ends up ظulumat ثلاث, 3 darknesses in the belly of the whale, inside of a whale. Can you imagine? This is not a legend or something, or a mystery. This is a reality that happened to somebody, a prophet. He is inside of this whale, inside of the ocean, in the darkness of the night. And now he's, we can afford to lose everything, Sometimes if I lose my job, I'm done. SubhanAllah, I received the news of somebody who committed suicide today. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give him rahmah. Very good brother. Anyway, Muslim. It happens. I don't want to. Sometimes we lose, we hit a dead end that whatever it is, for whatever reason, job, failing relationship, issues, whatever they are, and we think crazy sometimes. I think it's not the marriage, it's not the job, it's just the faith. There's an issue with the faith. We're losing faith. Because if you lose faith, even if you have everything, it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. If you lose Allah, even if you have everything, in reality you have lost everything, you lost direction. If you have Allah and faith in Allah Azza wa Jalla on your side, then even if you have nothing in hand, Yunus, a human being inside of a whale, inside of an ocean, at night, what can he do? He has this Iman. لا إله إلا أنت سبحانك. No God, no deity except you. Glorified are you. إني كنت من الظالمين. I have indeed wronged myself. And then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, فاستجبنا له. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will show him that this faith works and He will save him. And أنبتنا عليه شجرة من يقطين. He will, the whale will go, spit him out in this place, and Allah will cause this pumpkin tree, whatever, to grow in him, cover him until he regain. Imagine all of these, liquids or acids in the belly of a whale. He came out really neat. Anyways, the point is, he loved Allah. He had the faith in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The second example is Ayyub alayhi salam. One of the prophets from the lineage of Ishaq, the son of Ibrahim alayhi salam. And then he was tested not once, not twice. Imagine, Ayyub, he was very wealthy. All kinds of money, farms, yes. Cattle, yes. Children, a lot of children. Beautiful wife. Healthy, strong. And he did not do anything wrong. In this, maybe, astaghfirullah, in the story of Sayyidina Yunus, you could say, oh, he was not patient enough. He broke one of the rules. What did Sayyidina Ayyub do? The Quran doesn't say anything. Allah tested him. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, for some reason, caused him to lose all the money. All the crops went, something happened to them. All the cattle, he lost everything, zero. And he lost all of his health. The scholars said he was sick, not a single organ in his body except for his tongue and his heart. Everything else is affected. There's some illness. Not for a month or two, or a year or two, 18 years like that. He lost all of his children as well. They died. All of them. And the narrations were different. Were they 18, 9? Many children, all of them died. He's sick all over. He lost all of his money. He was not even making dua to Allah for 18 years. Ya Allah, why is that? Or could you please change it or something? No. Out of his love for Allah. He was actually thanking Allah. Giving thanks to Allah day and night. Until, something happened and then he ended up, some people were talking that for 18 years, this person is being tested like that. There should be something wrong with him. He's not straight with God. Something to that effect. And he was really, that's what got to him. He said, and he did not, all the dua that he made, Rabbi inni massani ad-dur. Oh my God, I've been touched with this harm. Harm of those people questioning my faith. Questioning your love to me and my love to you. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala changed everything. فَاسْتَجَبْنَا لَهُ. We responded to him. Wallahi, akhwana, subhanAllah, we think it's rocket science. It's not me or you or science or how smart we are. Not to say we have to try and strive to be the smartest, the most successful, the richest if we can. Don't get me wrong, please. But it's none of that causes anything. None. Zero. It's Allah. If we don't believe in that, we're not going to go anywhere. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala flipped everything. وَوَهَبَنَا لَهُ أَهْلَهُ. We have granted him his family. Some narration mentioned, scholars disagree. Allah said we granted him his family. Like he was able to get back his 18 children. Actually, many scholars in one hadith, some scholars believe it's authentic. أَحْيَاهُمْ لَهُ اللَّهُ. Allah has brought them from death to him. Not only that, وَمِثْلَهُمْ مَعَهُمْ. Double. If he had 9 kids, now he has 18. He got all of his money back. He got his health back. Urkud birijlik. That's in the Quran. Allah is telling him, just kick the ground with your foot. هَذَا مُغْتَسَلٌ بَارِدٌ وَشَرَابٌ. And take a cool shower from this water and drink also from this other water. He took a shower, everything, skin, whatever is gone. He drank this water, everything inside, internally is gone. In no time. Changed. Why? He loved Allah. He never lost love for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He believed in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That's what Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam was teaching his Sahaba. We see it clear in his life as well. Look at him sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Think about it this way. Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam being consensus. Not a single person in his community that said or claimed anything wrong against him. Before being a Muslim, or actually even after being a prophet. Before Islam, as-Sadiq al-Amin. When he came, 5 years before he became a prophet, he's 35 years old. مسألة التحكيم, قصة التحكيم. They were rebuilding the Kaaba, and they were almost picking up a war for who should put al-Hajar al-Aswad, the black stone, in place. Us, no, me. Then Muhammad ﷺ came. رضينا بهذا الأمين ورضينا حكمه. This is the trustworthy person. We accept whatever that he had to say. And they accepted what he said, sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So he was accepted from a noble family, good person, good reputation, and all of that flipped in no time. From the closest people, Ammu, Abu Lahab. He said, the first minute he stood up, what do you think about me? If I tell you there's an army behind this mountain that's about to attack, would you believe me? They said, yes, indeed. مَا جَرَّبْنَا عَلَيْكَ كَذِبًا قَطْ. You never lied. Why would we? He said, then I am Rasul. I am a messenger to you. His uncle would say, he's lying. تَبًّا لَكَ أَلِهَذَا جَمَعْتَنَا. Perish you. Is that why you're getting us together? And Allah would defend him. تَبَّتْ يَدَا أَبِي لَهَبٍ وَتَبَّ. May Abu Lahab and his hands perish. And he would perish. Allah said he would perish. He would perish. And he was alive when this Quran came along. He could have easily. It's not by how smart we think we are. Because if this guy has an ounce of mind or brain, or if he's smart, he would say, you know what, I'm Muslim. Your Quran is wrong. Your God just said, I'm going to go, سَيَصْلَى نَارًا ذَاتَ لَهَبٍ. He's going to go to the fire of hell. Now I'm Muslim. Your Quran is wrong. Everything is wrong. But that came very early on, and he heard it. But no, he did not even think, and he would not think of that. Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, al-qulub, hearts, are between two fingers of the beneficent Ar-Rahman. يُقَلِّبُهَا كَيْفَ يَشَاءُ. He could not do that. So he taught them, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, all of these, and he practiced it. When he was, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, being rejected, fully rejected, they tried everything, sahir, kahin, majnoon, this is that, calling him names. And then they even ended up kicking him out. He tried a different city, Ta'if. It was even worse. They asked the little ones and what have you to throw stones at the Prophet ﷺ. He was bleeding. And now he's sitting making the dua. Not, why me? Why are you doing that? What did I do? You just told me I'm a messenger. I'm going to support you. But he's not questioning nothing. Why? Because the faith, the love of Allah is there. What did he do? He said a beautiful dua. Wallahi dua, beautiful dua. But it's long. But then he said, إِن لَمْ يَكُمْ بِكَ غَضَبٌ عَلَيَّ فَلَا أُبَالِي. If that all is not a sign of wrath, or is not a sign that you're angry with me, I don't care. Let it be. What does he care about, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam? The love of Allah. Do you still love me, Ya Allah? Do whatever you want. I am your prophet. I'm being humiliated. And that's what he said in the dua. إِلَى مَنْ تَكِلُنِي. But at the end he said, I don't care. Any humiliation, whatever I had to go through, as long as you are happy with me, that's what I care about. Allah said a very strong ayah in the Quran, Allah, very strong in Surah At-Tawbah. قُلْ إِنْ كَانَ آبَاؤُكُمْ وَأَبْنَاؤُكُمْ وَإِخْوَانُكُمْ وَأَزْوَاجُكُمْ وَعَشِيرَتُكُمْ وَأَمْوَالٌ اقْتَرَفْتُمُوهَا وَتِجَارَةٌ تَخْشَوْنَ كَسَادَهَا وَمَسَاكِنْ تَرْضَوْنَهَا أَحَبَّ إِلَيْكُمْ مِنَ اللَّهِ وَرَسُولِهِ وَجِهَادٍ فِي سَبِيلِهِ فَتَرَبَّصُوا حَتَّى يَأْتِيَ اللَّهُ بِأَمْرِهِ. It gives us perspective. Allah said, say, O Muhammad, to them, if this is your perspective is what? If you're going with this direction, which is your parents, قُلْ إِنْ كَانَ آبَاؤُكُمْ, your parents or forefathers, children, brothers, spouses, tribes or groups or families, your businesses, the money that you make, the houses or places of shelters or places of stay. If all of these 8 different items are dearer and more loved to you than Allah and His Messenger, then wait. Then wait. There's something wrong with you. we not just think about cars and money and business and just go in the, like the monks go in the deserts and just temples and stay? No, that's not what. Well, the Prophet had, one day he was praying, and then he had salam and had to run home quickly. Why? There is the last piece of gold that I forgot. It was Asr time, and I had to get the shares for everybody that goes to who, but now I just forgot it, and I don't want to have any of it at my house. I'm afraid I'm going to die now and be questioned about it. He is giving them gold. He has access to gold, pieces of gold, just as a little example. So they had dunya in their heart. They had everything in their heart. Abdul Rahman ibn Auf, as he was dying, he had more than one wife. All of them would share in 1/8, that's the mirath. So one portion of 1/8, they had to go and cut it with gold, cut it with axes. That's just the money, the gold, other than the money, the land, whatever. So Sahaba, they had it. But the thing is, like we all know, it was here, not here. It was in their hand, not in their heart. And that's what Allah said, you can have it all, but don't believe in it, believe in me. The core of your heart should be only for Allah, and that's what Muhammad ﷺ was teaching the Sahaba. أقول قولي هذا واستغفر الله لي ولكم فاستغفروه إنه هو الغفور الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين والعاقبة للمتقين ولا عدوان إلا على الظالمين الآثمين. وأشهد أن محمدا عبده واشهد ان لا اله الا الله وحده لا شريك له واشهد ان محمدا عبده ورسوله الامين صلى الله وسلم وبارك عليه واله وصحبه اجمعين. Sorry for going over time a little bit, but again, brothers and sisters, wallahi, we have to really take our time to do something to make us good Muslims. Again, don't get me wrong, salah is very important. Learning Quran, studying and memorizing is very important. Continue to do it. But really what we're missing nowadays as Muslims is direction, is foundation. We need to reflect and think, who am I? Why am I here? What is my thought process? What are my priorities? Is it Jannah, Allah number one, winning Him and His love and His Jannah, or anything else? And now we need to really, all we need to do is just shift, put everything in perspective. If we do that, I'm sure the transformation will happen. I'm sure the tahawul, التغير, القيادة, all of that will happen. Wallahi, the entire world is waiting for us. If we can change, إن الله لا يغير ما بقوم حتى يغيروا ما بأنفسهم. Don't think your condition, Allah will not change your condition until you or unless you change your condition first, your direction first, and then you see everything happening. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, أسأل الله العظيم في هذه الساعة أن يغفر لنا ويرحمنا. May Allah عز وجل shower us with all of His forgiveness and mercy. اللهم ارحمنا برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين. اللهم اغفر للمسلمين والمسلمات والمؤمنين والمؤمنات الأحياء منهم والأموات إنك سميع قريب مجيب الدعوات يا رب العالمين. اللهم أحينا مسلمين وتوفنا مسلمين. Make us live as true Muslims and make us die as true Muslims, and gather us with the prophets and messengers and righteous people and martyrs in the highest of level of companionship with you يا رب العالمين in Jannah. اللهم وفق جاليتنا لكل خير وأصلحها يا رب، وألف بين القلوب ووحد الصف واجمع المسلمين على الحق يا كريم. Allah, bring the hearts of Muslims together. Lift the pain of any Muslim, of anybody who is suffering, Ya Rabb al-Alameen. Use us for the best of our communities and our families and the best of this nation and beyond, Ya Rabb al-Alameen. Make us carriers and bearers of light and guidance for everybody, Ya Arham al-Rahimeen. Guide our hearts, Ya Rabb al-Alameen. Take off of our hearts anything that displeases you, and put in our heart everything that pleases you, Ya Rabb al-Alameen. Allahumma ameen, ameen, ameen.